sure she locked herself in so nobody could stop her from doing what she did. Leon was a character. I feel bad for him, honestly. Like, I feel that Leon was the embodiment of a kid who kind of buckled under the expectations of his parents and society. You know, being so good at something that you fucking hate, and everyone just being like, yeah, of course you're gonna do this. You know, it's a lot of pressure to be under. I feel bad for him.
大神さんはその密室に持ち込んだ毒薬を飲み、そこで息絶えた。
She sat there, drank the poison, and breathed her last breath.
そしてその毒薬の瓶は密室が破られるまでは娯楽室に転がっていたけど。
And the empty bottle of poison rolled around in the locked room until we came and opened it. Leon was definitely one of the Danganronpa characters of all time, yeah.
密室が破られた後、ある人物によって娯楽室から持ち出されてしまう。
At that point, someone grabbed the bottle and snuck it out of the room.
朝比奈さん、あなたね。
And that was you, wasn't it, Hina? Going back to the fact that we're only halfway through this game and there are so few characters left, I'm starting to wonder if this is going to be the sort of game or story where it's like, oh, guess what? This was all a simulation and you're actually all still alive, and guess what? You have to go through it again. Because I'm trying to think of how we can still have... I mean, I guess it could be very long investigation and class trial phases. Very complicated. But I'm just shocked that we're only halfway through the game. You did it to throw off the investigation, didn't you?
大神さんの死体を見つけたとき、あなたはドアの入り口付近に立ち尽くしたままだった。
When we found her body, you stayed right near the door.
その理由は、あなたはすでに大神さんの死を知っていたから。
Because you already knew Sakura was dead.
その入り口付近に毒薬の瓶が転がっていたから。
And because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
朝比奈さんが毒薬の瓶を拾ったのはあの時だったんだよね。
That's when you picked up the bottle, right?
死体を発見して驚いている僕と死体の反応を確かめていたキリギリさんの目を盗んで。
I was too shocked to notice anything, and Kyoko was busy checking the body.
それに今思えばその後の朝比奈さんの行動も何かおかしかったわ。
And the more I think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were. I mean, the girl was in shock. My opinion might not be popular, but I like the Japanese voices better. I have never heard the English voices. If I have an option to listen to something in the original language, I always listen to it in the original language. It's funny because, you know, I had applied to a couple of voice acting roles for different games and such, like open casting calls, but I actually really kind of hate some of the trope voices that English voice actors use for certain characters in Japanese. It takes a very good dub in order for me to watch it. I have to go get them. I have to go get the others. On shaky legs, Hina left the rec room.
あなたはみんなを呼びに行くと言っていたけど。
You said you were going to get everyone else.
本当は容器の入れ替えを行うために科学室に行くのが目的だったんじゃないの？
But your real intention was to go to the chem lab and switch out the containers, wasn't it?
そして科学室に行ったあなたはすぐにプロテインが保管されている A の棚に向かった。
Once you were at the chem lab, you headed straight to the section where the protein powder was kept.
そこで娯楽室から持ち出した空の毒薬の瓶にプロテインの中身を移し替えると。
There, you took the powder and poured it into the bottle of poison you grabbed from the rec room.
空のプロテインの容器だけを持って科学室を後にした。
When you left the lab, all you had was the empty protein can. If I had to guess, it's going to be a bunch of reveals in that 6-hour case. It definitely could be, but the number of times that something that was like Death Game or Death Game adjacent turned out to all be a simulation, and then there was some sort of reset partway through. I can think of at least 2 series where that happened, which, you know, isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. I don't want to say what they are because I don't want to spoil things for people, but honestly, I will say one because the chance that anybody else has watched or will watch the Japanese live-action series Shibuya 13 is pretty fucking slim. One fun thing about Shibuya 13, there is a random, like I said, it's a Japanese show. Random white guy as a villain running around and fighting really surprisingly well for a Japanese drama. And when I looked him up, it turned out that he was a motion caption actor and had done the motion for Solid Snake in some of the games. So I'm like, ooh, okay, that explains that. His Japanese was terrible though. Even this was before I was doing Duolingo or anything, and seeing this guy in this show going like "ore wa dore da," I'm like, ooh, okay, that's They didn't get you a linguistic coach at all for this. It would have made it a bit more of a pleasant watching experience. But a lot of Japanese dramas are extremely low budget. When you left the lab, all you had was the empty protein can.
そう考えればあの足跡の辻褄も合うはずよ。
Thinking about it like that, the footprints make perfect sense.
その後急いでみんなを集め、そして娯楽室に戻ってきた朝比奈さんは
When you were done, you gathered everyone together, and once you were back in the rec room, I got everyone. That's why I don't like the English GR voices, how they pronounce the Japanese name. Yeah, like, I haven't heard that, but definitely, I'm really surprised sometimes at how often English actors, like, mangle the Japanese names. More understandably, one year when I watched the Olympics, I was watching some divers, and the announcer was like, ah, yes, Kyosuke. And I'm like, you mean Kyosuke? But for that, it's more understandable because it's not like it's a scripted thing. You know, they have a billion athletes from all over the world to say their names, so I don't blame them for mispronouncing them. Sayaka Mizuno, yeah. I'm mixed when it comes to subs and dubs because it really depends on the medium, because some of the lip sync can just stop me from watching or playing whatever the language is. Yeah, I can definitely see that. That honestly is one of the things that I'm keeping in mind when I get my custom PNG tuber art, because there are some artists that instead of like my ghost with like the yap, like mouth open, mouth close, there's an actual like animated cycle for the mouth movement, and it looks so much nicer. I have this gripe with Brazilian sportscasters too. And like, that's got to be strange too, because there's such a huge Japanese population in Brazil. Like, it's the largest Japanese population outside of Japan. I worked with a girl who was from Brazil, and her name was Japanese, and a lot of people were kind of surprised when she showed up for her first day, because they had only known her name. And I'm like, nope, that makes 100% sense. Because when you... Sorry, I shouldn't say her name was 100% Japanese. Her first name was, like, her given name was Latina, and then her last name was Japanese. So people were kind of shocked, and I'm like, nope, 100% she's Brazilian before I ever even met her. That said, listening to a Japanese person say a Russian name is... Yeah, there's a movie I have where a Japanese character is singing in Spanish, and it took several watches before I realized that they were speaking Spanish. It is kind of crazy how much you filter other languages, like your knowledge of them, through your own accent, and hearing a different accent on a different language can completely throw you off. There was an F1 driver in the 90s called Takagi, and play-by-play, the guy always called him Takaji. Yeah. And there is a Japanese name, Takaji, and the last name of my late... Oh, I see. Yeah, it's, that one is like slightly more understandable, especially with the whole GIF discourse, but still. Ogre. Oh, so she's dead, huh? Sakura's been killed. I see.
みんなの視線が大神さんの死体に向けられている隙にプロテインの容器をこっそり現場に落としたんだよ。
While everyone else was focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a person who's always said GIF. And apparently that's the air quote correct way to say it. And people have been making fun of me for saying GIF since I was in high school. But I think part of the reason why is that I had a friend Jeff who was Jeffrey with a G. So I was quite used to that kind of pronunciation, and I just saw it, and that's the way that I expected it to be pronounced. So, fuck everyone else, I was right. Yeah, which is part of the reason why I'm never too bothered by a sub and dub unless it's wildly different. I do, especially with older dubs, I found that there was more localization, and sometimes things didn't make any sense. I'm looking at you, DBZ, with like, you know, drinking apple juice and stuff like that. Yeah, it's I always prefer to have the more accurate translation and have notes if needed, if there's like a cultural thing that needs to be explained.
あの時気づくべきだったのかも。
Honestly, I should have noticed.
本来の朝比奈さんなら誰よりも真っ先に大神さんの死体に駆け寄るはず。
You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body. I mean, again, that's very judgy because people react to grief in different ways, and I feel like seeing the dead body of someone that you're not that close with and the dead body of a very close friend, you're gonna have very different reactions there. And maybe some people don't want to come up on that, you know?
本来の朝比奈さんならあの状況で大神さんの死体から離れるわけがないんだ。
The Hina I know never would have left her side in a situation like that.
大神さんは自殺だった。
So, Sakura committed suicide.
朝比奈さんはその事実を隠すために一連の偽装工作を行っていたのよ。
In order to hide this fact, Hina undertook a series of actions to undermine the investigation.
死の真相が隠せるなら自分が疑われても構わない。
As long as you could
あなたは
disguise
そう思っていたはずよ。
as long as you could disguise the truth, you didn't care if we blamed you for her death.
だからこそあれらの証拠をあえて現場に残したままにしたんでしょ。
That's why you didn't bother to get rid of such obvious evidence, right?
粉末に残った足跡や入れ替えた後の毒薬の瓶、それらの重要な証拠をね。
The footprints in the powder and the bottle of poison, vital pieces of evidence, and yet...
朝比奈は自分が犯人と見せかけるために偽装工作をしていたというのか。
So you're saying that Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed Sakura?
違うよ。
No.
違うよ。
No! No, 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 no! I killed her! I did it!
朝比奈さん、もういいんだ。
That's enough. That's enough, Hina. It's over. It's not. Nothing's over.
終わったんだよ。
It is.
いや、終わらせなきゃダメだ。
Actually, no, you're right.
もう終わらせなきゃダメなんだよ。
We have to end this properly. We must do a mini game. Yeah, sit down, Hina. Okay, I guess when I was saying I thought we were at the end of the trial, I was very right. Okay, so the third one would have been a letter for Byakuya. There. Storytelling time, yeah. Okay, this would have been, I believe, yeah, when she hid in the locker. We gotta play mini games to make Papa proud again. That game was so good. For anyone who hasn't played it or seen it, check out Proud Dad Simulator. I do have the video on my YouTube channel. It was so wacky. It was very, very good. Okay, so Toko hides in the locker. She watches. She sees Yasuhiro come in. He smacks her with a bottle. Obviously, it's the one with the knight in it. I don't feel like this is the correct one to put up there, though, because he already has it in his hand. Wrong button. I think it's this one. Then he writes the fake note blaming Toko and runs away. Toko sees that. She comes out of the locker. Sees... puts it back upside down. Sakura wakes up. Toko passes out, wakes up as Jill. Smacks with that bottle. Tries to hide some of the glass pieces, runs away. Sakura wakes up yet again, or gets up yet again. Toku looks so cute in Act 2. It is. I do like the art style in this section. Okay. What are we looking for here? Fuck, are we on the poison bottles now? This is the one that I'm like struggling a little bit with the... We'll come back to that. Okay, so we see Sakura through the window. Someone picks up... Okay, so this is it. Blood on the hands. That's the one that we needed. Sees the bottle, picks it up, comes back and puts back that. There we go. I might be the only Toko fan who's not a big fan of Jill. I mean, they are very different people.
今回の事件は大神さんがある人物たちを娯楽室に呼び出したところから始まったんだ。
This case began when Sakura asked a number of people to meet her in the rec room.
呼び出されたのは葉隠君、深川さん、戸上君の3人。
Specifically, those people were Hiro, Toko, and Byakuya.
呼び出された3人のうち最初に娯楽室に向かったのは深川さんだった。
I would low-key date Toko? Really? I think Toko needs a lot of therapy, but once she got over some of her inferiority issues, that maybe she could be a nice person. I was a little surprised on the date, because I went out with her one time, like for the social time with this, and I was a little surprised that she could be a bit normal. But one of them headed out a bit earlier than the others, Toko.
深川さんは一足先に娯楽室に行き、ある場所に身を潜めたんだ。
She got there one step ahead of everyone else and looked around for a good hiding spot.
娯楽室のロッカー。深川さんはその中に隠れたんだよ。
And she found it. She crawled into the locker to get out of sight. I'm going to take a slight detour here to go into story time. So, in high school, I was standing with my friend at her locker, and she was grabbing something out of it, and she was teasing me like friends do. So I was teasing her back, and I'm like, okay, into the locker you go. And just put a hand on her back and kind of push her towards her locker a little bit. I'm not really trying to stuff her in her locker or anything. And she's like laughing hysterically and screeching and stuff like that. And a teacher walks by and is like, hey, cut that out. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, how would you like it if I tried to put you in a locker? And I just looked down at him. Even as a high school student, I looked down at him. And I'm like, I wouldn't fit. And he's like, all right then, carry on, and just keeps going. Oh, man. Yeah, good times. And she found it. And she crawled into the locker to get out of sight.
そして大神さんが娯楽室に入るところをロッカーの中から見てたんだ。
Then from inside the locker, she saw Sakura enter the room. Better a locker than a fridge. Yeah, putting people in fridges is extremely dangerous. I would never... And just to clarify, like I would not have actually put my friend in a locker. She's my best friend, and we were joking around.
次に娯楽室にやってきたのは葉隠君だった。
Next to arrive was Hiro.
そこで大神さんに殺されると勘違いした葉隠君は取り乱してしまい。
When he got there, he mistakenly thought Sakura was going to try to kill him, and so he panicked.
思わず娯楽室にあったモノクマボトルで大神さんを殴りつけてしまったんだ。
Without thinking, he grabbed a nearby Monokuma bottle and attacked Sakura with it.
大神さんを殺してしまったと思い込んだ葉隠君は慌てて偽装工作に取り掛かった。
Thinking he'd killed her, he hastily began covering up his crime. Back to compounding errors, the game. My god, there is like a British crime drama. At least I think it's British. I think it's called The Inside Man. It's on Netflix, and if you want to watch something where it's like a person making the absolute wrong decision every time and it just going from bad to worse, I would recommend it. It is a great example of, you know, every small decision, like ending up in a, it's almost Seinfeldian, where things just keep mounting up and getting worse and worse. It's a show on Netflix, Kamen Rider. It's starring David Tennant and Stanley Tucci, so two great actors. The show was pretty interesting, honestly. It does have some sensitive topics in it, though. So just a heads up. Thinking he'd killed her, he hastily began covering up his crime.
テーブルの上にあった雑誌に大神さんのダイイングメッセージとして
He took a magazine from the table and forged a dying message from Sakura.
ある人物の名前を書いたんだ。
To that end, he wrote down a name.
深川。つまり深川さんの名前を書くことで彼女に罪をなすりつけようとしたんだよ。
Toko. By writing her name, he was hoping to pin the murder on her.
だけど当の深川さんはその様子を見てたんだよ。隠れてたロッカーの中からね。
But of course, Toko had witnessed the whole thing. So as soon as the coast was clear,
深川さんはすぐにロッカーから飛び出し捏造された雑誌を棚に隠した。
she jumped out of the locker and hid the magazine on the shelf with all the others.
だけど彼女はそこでミスを犯してしまったんだ。そのミスっていうのは
But in her rush, she made one little mistake.
彼女は雑誌を棚に戻す際上下逆さまの状態で戻してしまったんだよ。
She put the magazine back upside down.
その直後目を覚ました大神さんを目の当たりにした深川さんは
Soon after, she watched as Sakura slowly opened her eyes.
大神さんの出血を見たせいで気絶してしまった。
She also saw the blood dripping off of Sakura's head and fainted.
そ それによって彼女はジェノサイダーショーへと人格交代したんだけど、
This caused her personality to switch back over to Genocide Jack.
そこで目を覚ました彼女も血まみれの大神さんを見て、
When she woke back up, her second personality also saw the blood-soaked Sakura,
やっぱり取り乱してしまった。
and she freaked out.
そして葉隠君と同じように手にしたモノクマボトルで大神さんを殴打したんだ。
And just like Hiro, she grabbed another Monokuma bottle and attacked her. I find this to be the least believable thing in this entire trial because, according to the story, like, she's passed out on the floor and Sakura comes and looms over her, possibly like scooping her up off the floor. There is no way she could have reached a Monokuma bottle from where she was.
これが大神さんの頭部に2つの傷があった理由なんだよ。
This explains why there were 2 wounds on Sakura's head. Sakura is like, bruh. Yeah, I feel really bad for her with this. Like, Sakura in general has been like nothing but kind to people and very gentle. Like, yeah, she loses her temper sometimes, but like as another tall person, because Sakura is big and strong, so I'm assuming that she's kind of had the same kind of thing like beat into her mentally the same way that I did, because I'm not a person who shot up being very tall when I was older. I was always like the biggest kid in class sort of thing. And you know, it's be careful with the other kids. They're smaller than you. You know, you could accidentally hurt them. And so like with the way that like Sakura like acts around the others, I feel like she's very cognizant of the fact that she is bigger and stronger than everyone else, you know? And just being such a gentle person, actually, it kills me that people are just like smacking her for no reason. Oh, I'm sorry, Kamen Rider.
大神さんを殺したと思い込んだ彼女はすぐに証拠隠滅に取り掛かった。
Assuming Sakura really was dead at this time, she set about disposing of the evidence.
自分が割ってしまったモノクマボトルの破片とクイーンのモノクマフィギュアを処分することでね。
She gathered up the broken Monokuma bottle shards and the queen chess piece.
こうして大神さんは同じ凶器で2回も殴打されることになったわけだけど、
And that explains how Sakura was attacked twice with the same type of weapon.
でもその2回の殴打の後でも彼女はまだ生きていたんだ。
But even after those 2 blows, she was still alive.
じゃあ大神さんの本当の死因は何だったのか。それは
So then, what was Sakura's actual cause of death? Brain damage, yes. Dead, no.
大神さん自身が科学室から持ってきた毒薬だったんだ。
It was the poison that Sakura herself got from the chem lab.
彼女は娯楽室を密室にし、誰も入れない状態にした上で毒薬を飲み、
She turned the rec room into a true locked room scenario and then drank the deadly mixture. It does suck that we were kind of wrong about the fact that it was an accident. Yeah, I suppose it'd be interesting to know if Monokuma would actually count an accidental death for a class trial.
鍛えたんだ。
And there, she took her final breath.
そしてその死体を僕らが発見した。
She probably has yeah, 100%. It just, like I said, I'd love to know if an accident could be counted for this. Later on, the rest of us discovered that her body was in there.
死体を発見した僕らはドアの窓ガラスを割ることで密室を破ったんだ。
We had to smash the door's window to get inside.
でもその時すでに大神さんが自殺したことを知っていた人物がいたんだよ。
But someone already knew what had happened and knew that she had committed suicide.
その人物は娯楽室に落ちていた毒薬の瓶をこっそり持ち出し、
And that same person quietly snatched the bottle of poison from off the ground. That's one thing. I'm not sure if I have sleepy brain and I just have forgotten from last Monday, but how does Aoi know that she committed suicide? Because she would have to know. I'm guessing maybe they'll reveal that Sakura had wrote a separate note for Aoi or something like that. It just... I feel like there's a couple of loose ends in this story, honestly. Accident sounds like a Game 2 or Game 3 thing. Yeah, I could see that being a mechanic introduced later on. And while no one was looking, replaced it with an empty protein can. They did all of this specifically to put all the suspicion on themselves. Prodsman, welcome in. Hello, everyone. Hello, Raiders. Hope that you are all having a fantastic day. If you are not following Prods, go show him some love. Give him a follow. Fantastic guy. Hilarious streams. Especially if there's been a little bit of drinking that night. Not this morning, obviously. I get it. Welcome in, Mars. Welcome in, Kitty. Hello, Seb. Hello, Adam. Welcome in, Joe. Hi, Wisecrack. How's it going? God, so much. So many messages. Okay. All emojis. Perfect. I can get through those quickly. A little this morning. Okay. Starting the weekend off a little early. I don't judge. I absolutely came home from work one time because I had forgotten my laptop at home. I was having a shit morning and started day drinking while I was working from home. It happens. It happens. But welcome in, everybody. Prods, if you gotta work, if you gotta run, do not worry about it. I get it. But yeah, pretty much, you guys all know me. I'm Trolley Mug. I play indie and small studio games, Metroidvanias, roguelikes, roguelites, horror games, and text-based games. Today we are doing Danganronpa again. This is the end of the class trial, so this is the dramatic reveal of the dramatic recap of the entire murder that's just happened. I'm gonna lurk here momentarily while I get set up for work. I hope that your workday goes super, super smooth today. Nice lead into the weekend. I'm doing well, Mogs. I'm Mogs. Mars. I am doing well, thank you. Okay, so... That happens like all the time. I read something and then I say it instead of the thing that I meant to say. Okay, they did this all specifically to place the suspicion on themselves. Yeah, narrating my life in the third person. Marzipan? That is so cute. I actually do like marzipan too. Oh god, now I want an almond croissant. What are you doing to me? Trolley Mars. Charge it to her head, not her heart. Yeah, I am so sleepy today. I got to bed probably close to 2. That's what I get for reading before bed. They did all of this specifically to place all the suspicion on themselves. In an attempt to guide the trial to a false conclusion. And the one who went through all that effort. Before I continue on, I'm just going to double check, scroll up in chat, and make sure I actually did press the shoutout button. I did it, right? Yes, I did. Okay, good. How was Midnight Club, by the way? How did the racing go today? I think the last time I was watching, you were trying to do some sort of time trial or a specific run. It would have led everyone to alter their deaths 100% here. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. Thankfully, I have a button set up on my stream deck to make rating easier because, oh, I am bad. I'm so bad at doing the shoutouts manually. There was a monumental win at the end. That's fantastic. And the one who went through all that effort. Was you, Hina. That's the full truth of the case. Yeah, sorry, trigger warning for everybody that came in. There's a lot of dark stuff in this game. Sakura took her own life.
朝比奈さんはその事実を隠すために自分が犯人だなんて言ってたんだよね。
And you claim to be the killer to hide that fact. Isn't that right?
それが真実だと。
That's what happened? It was like watching your uncle lose the racetrack. He just wouldn't quit as he pumped every last paycheck into the betting machine. But somehow he won at the very end of it all, thus continuing his reign of masochism. Well, I mean, that does sound like a great way to start off the weekend. Oh, man.
だがナイ、どうしてお前が
It's funny, I was actually just saying like last night and this morning that at some point I might play Redout on stream, which is a racing game that is very Wipeout kind of inspired. And it is like I have played it for maybe about 20 minutes years ago, so I will be very bad at it if I start playing it. But Makoto, how did you...
どうしてお前ごときがそこにたどり着けたんだ
How did you manage to... Byakuya, you don't need to be jealous of the fact that we're smarter than you, okay? You have your money to console you. You can wipe away your tears with those $100 bills, okay? You'll be fine. You're gonna be fine, Byakuya.
俺がたどり着けなかった真実に
You just are slightly inferior. Okay? You're just gonna have to deal with that, rich boy. How were you able to uncover the truth that even I couldn't discern?
いやそれは
Huh? Oh, well, I mean,
まだわからないの？
you still haven't realized?
人間は計算や損得だけで動くわけじゃない。だからこそ人間は難しい。
We don't all act according to calculations and cost-benefit diagrams. That's what makes us so complicated.
あなたはそれを理解していなかった。だから真実にたどり着けなかったのよ。
That's what you don't understand, and that's why you couldn't solve this case.
ね、言ったでしょ。
See? Didn't I tell you?
人の感情というものを軽んじていると、いつか足元を救われる。
When you dismiss other people's feelings, it'll always come back to bite you in the end. Byakuya, for once in your life, admit that you were wrong. Okay, how did we do? Not bad, not bad. Never.
こらこら、これでオチがつきましたみたいなムードになってるけどさ。
Okay, now is the scary part, where Monokuma normally will execute the murderer if they're discovered. But the murderer technically was the dead girl, so is he going to choose someone who was involved in it to kill? Or is this, like, no one's getting executed now?
Okay, okay. I think we can all agree that you made your point.
お前だったら忘れてない？
Did you
ま
guys
だ投票タイムが終わってないよ。
did you guys forget already? You still haven't voted yet.
ああ、そうだったわね。
Oh yeah, that's right.
本当に忘れてたの？
You seriously forgot?
テンション下がるな。
I can feel my energy draining out of me.
でもさ、こういうのってお決まりだからさ、一応やっとかないといけないんだよね。
Well, whatever. You don't really got a choice anyway. You just gotta do it.
じゃあ、面倒かもしれませんけど、お手元のスイッチを押して投票してください。
Maybe you don't want to, but please grab your lever and cast your vote.
投票の結果、黒となるのは誰なんでしょうね。
So who will be chosen as the blackened? Which the blackened is the murderer.
正解なのか、不正解なのか。
Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
どうなんでしょうね。
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Yeah, okay, good. Monokuma is down, yeah. He's gonna feel really ripped off.
Yeah, that's right. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
僕の存在って
Okay, we're done here.
なんだと
So that's the whole truth, huh? I see. But there's still one thing I don't understand.
おい
Hina, why did you try to cover up what happened? If the truth hadn't come to light, you would have died along with the rest of us.
どういうことだ
And yet you... Why did you do that? Yeah, we almost died there. I love how they're like yelling at Aoi about this, but like, Byakuya, you did the same thing 2 trials ago. And Aoi at least was trying to like protect the memory of her friend, you know, because of the stigma associated with suicide and all of that sort of thing. Like, Aoi was not acting from a place of malice. Byakuya did it because he was fucking bored, okay? Like, Byakuya is an asshole. Yeah, they're hypocrites. That's why I hate Byakuya. I mean, there's lots of reasons to hate Byakuya. Because that's exactly what I wanted. What? I mean, the reason Sakura died is because all of you pushed her into a corner. You all killed her. I mean, Aoi, like, let's assign blame where blame is due here, okay? I didn't do that. Kyoko didn't do that. Can you come up with a way where the guilty parties are the ones who are punished and not everybody? So that's why I couldn't let her be the only one that died. You don't mean you were gonna take us all with you? We have to atone for our sin. Yeah, good point, Ghost Body. Monokuma really is the guilty party here. Because everyone, even me, we all killed her. Yeah, Aoi, I mean, I don't necessarily think that Aoi is stupid. I think that she's just a bit of an airhead. You know, like, I think it's a bit of an affectation, and that she just doesn't care about certain things. Because everyone, even me, we all killed her. We all have to pay for her crimes. For serious? That's... You still don't understand? Then let me explain. Do you realize just how much despair Sakura was carrying with her when she died? Look at this. Such brutality has made me desperate. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand. That's... I found it on the ground in front of the rec room. It's Sakura's suicide note. Suicide note? Thinking back, I should have seen it coming. It was right after Genocide Jack had attacked me. Yeah, more emotionally driven than anyone else, 100%. Sakura got mad and stormed out of the nurse's office. I really want to know what Sakura had to say to Byakuya, Toko, and Yasuhiro. Because if she was intending on removing herself from play, you know, she wanted to talk to those 3 people specifically beforehand. And I would give a pretty penny to know what she had intended to talk to them about. Sakura got mad and stormed out of the nurse's office. I ran out after her and... Sakura, calm down. You don't have to worry about me. I'm fine. I can't calm down. I don't care if I suffer for this. It's my fault after all. But now you're suffering because of me. You tried to protect me, but because of me. My closest friend got hurt. Sakura. because of me. My friends are all going to kill each other. This is all my responsibility. Sakura thought she was responsible. She thought everything was her fault, which is why she wanted to find some way to get everyone to forgive her. So she asked to meet with them. You asked to meet with those three? You can't. Don't you see how dangerous that is?
Oh.
Don't worry. I just want to talk to them.
でも
And talk about what?
ね
Listen, don't do it. If they all gang up on you at once, even you...
朝比奈よ。
Hina, please don't think of things like that. They're not my enemy.
あいつらが
They're friends. Sakura. She clearly believed. She completely believed in all of us. If you just talked to her, you would have understood. She was a friend to all of us. And yet... You trampled all over her feelings. And then you did the unthinkable. No, that was just a misunderstanding. I don't know about you guys, but I also have misunderstandings all the time that result in getting smashed over the back of the head with a bottle, right? Right? That's completely normal. It's just a misunderstanding. Yeah, fuck off, kiddo.
何言ってんの
Don't just stand there and call it a misunderstanding. She believed in you, and you wouldn't even listen to what she had to say. Without asking a single question, you tried to kill her.
許せない
Do you have any idea how desperate she was seeing you act like that? That's what her suicide note means. So instead of waiting to be killed, I'll just do it by my own hand.
どうして
That's how far you'd pushed her. Sakura, what happened to you?
朝比奈
Hina, you came. Hina was there between attacks. Oh, yeah, of course. We knew that. Never mind. Wait right here. I'll help you out.
朝比奈
Hina.
我は
I'm so glad I got to meet you. Oh, this is giving me the Battle Royale flashbacks for anyone who's seen that movie or read the book. The part with Chigusa, the girl, the running girl. She's like, Kami-sama, mo hitoshi dake. Like, God, just one more moment so that she can speak to, her friend. What's wrong, Sakura? Why are you talking like that?
頼みがあるのだ
I have a favor to ask. A favor?
プロテインを
I'd like some protein. Could I ask you to... Yeah, you got it. Just hang on, I'll be right back. For the raiders who might not be familiar with the plot line here, the protein she's asking for is a protein drink that's up in the chem lab. The two of them are athletes and are constantly going on and on about how, getting enough protein is necessary and, you need to take care of yourselves. So that's... It's kind of weird that they keep just saying protein instead of protein drink, but that's what's happening there. That was the last conversation I had with her. I went to the chem lab to get the protein she'd asked for. When I got there, I saw the powder. And that's when I realized I saw that someone had taken something from the poison shelf. Sakura... So I ran back to the rec room as fast as I could. But by the time I got there, it was already too late. Sakura! Let me in. Please, open the door.
どうして
Why? Why? Why did she have to die? She had weaknesses just like any other person. If she got cut, she bled. If someone hurt her, she felt it. That's weakness. That's normal. And yet, you all blamed her. I tried to protect her and I suffered for it, and that just added the weight to the weight that she had to carry. And I didn't even realize it. Hina. We killed her. All of us. We pushed her into a corner and we murdered her. People like us shouldn't be allowed to live. And that's why you tried to lead us astray. You did your best to make us arrive at the wrong conclusion during the class trial. Sakura died hating all of us. I wanted to free her of her regrets. I mean, that's a pretty big assumption. Like, I think that if Sakura, like, hated us, she wouldn't necessarily, like, have a regret about setting this up in a way for us to fail the class trial or something, you know? I don't think that Sakura hated everyone. But even that got found out. In the end, I wasn't able to do anything for her. I could never face her after this.
I'm sorry to interrupt right when you're about to deliver the final tearjerker, but it's just taking so long. I'm about to fall asleep over here. I mean, do you really think you have any idea what Sakura was actually thinking when she died?
What did you say?
Everything you just said is nothing but your interpretation, right? Your own opinion on what her suicide note meant.
Of course I know what she was thinking. Because her and me...
Well, what I'm really trying to say is... Don't you think the entire foundation is shaky? What if it was really like this?
What is that?
Isn't it obvious? A suicide note. Sakura's suicide note.
What? But Hina already...
Oh, I wrote that one. It was all me, baby. This is the one that Sakura addressed to Hina and put in her room. What?
Then... You lied to me?
Oh, don't say lie. It makes it sound so dirty. I thought I'd liven things up a bit. I can't help it if you totally took my little scribbles at face value. It didn't even have Sakura's signature on it.
You filthy little...
I'm not filthy. I didn't do anything. Did I falsify evidence? Did I affect the outcome of the class trial?
I mean, technically you did falsify evidence.
The case played out between you and you alone. You were the ones jerking each other around. Heck, even if the will had factored in, it still would have been between you guys. So what's the problem? This is all part of the production process. Okay, and scene. Cut.
So then, what did she write in her real suicide note?
I'm glad you asked. For your benefit, I shall read it using my melodic, angelic, harmonic narrator voice. But you know, haven't you ever been curious about the whole suicide note thing? Who came up with the idea of leaving a note when you kill yourself in the first place?
I mean, I would say that it wasn't something that someone came up with. I think it's just like human nature to want to be able to deliver your last message, you know? Monokuma, I am going to destroy you and spawn camp your clones, yeah.
And isn't it just so unfortunate? Killing yourself is so final, you know? You can never hear the rest of their story. The truth is lost in darkness. It gives me the willies.
Could you get on with it, please?
Okay, geez. Talk about a buzzkill. Alright, here we go. My good friend Hina, there is something I have to tell you. I hate to do it like this, but you need to know. This is My final wish.
知っての通り、我は黒幕の内通者だった。
It's somehow like very fitting to Sakura's character for me to have her like writing in this manner, this extremely traditional manner, you know, like the little kneeling table, like she's not writing with a pen, that's a brush. You know, the posture, everything is very traditional, and it kind of fits her vibe. It's amazing how Monokuma is so detestable, awful, cruel, and horrible, and yet still has a huge fan base. Yeah. I mean, people love a villain, right? And he's got, like, a fun character design. I find him irritating as shit, but, I do like the dynamic he brings to things. I love to hate him, you know? And to me, that's a well-done villain. As you know, I've been giving information to the one who's imprisoned you here. It was our first night in the strange school that the mastermind came to see me.
黒幕は我が一族の道場を人質に取ることで
You see, the mastermind
我
took
に手先となるよう命じてきたのだ。
You see, the mastermind took control of my family's dojo and demanded that I become their tool. You might not see the importance of a dojo, but my family has watched over it for 300 years.
我の代で滅ぼすわけにはいかぬ。
I couldn't let it be
だ
destroyed.
から我の命に変えてでも守らなければならぬ。
I couldn't let it be destroyed under my watch, so even if it meant my own life, I had to protect it. It reminds me of when Jontron wrote a letter to beat Takeshi because of Takeshi's challenge. He did it in the traditional Japanese fashion and even spoke Japanese for that, but interesting. Very interesting. It's funny that you mentioned Beat Takeshi too, because when I was talking about, you know, people love a villain and such, Beat Takeshi, of course, played Kitano-sensei, the teacher in Battle Royale. He was the teacher for the class and a main villain in it. And, you know, I love his character. Like, he's detestable. Like, don't get me wrong. He's not a good character in it. But Beat Takeshi was so unhinged and so good in that role. He was fantastic. That's how I saw things. However, that was my greatest weakness. And because of that, I made the mistake of giving in to the mastermind. Yeah, I remember that because I like Takeshi Kitano because of Takeshi's Castle. Yeah, 100%. It was actually very weird because I had seen the English version. I don't know how it's styled in other countries, but the English version, it's called Most Extreme Elimination Challenge. And I used to watch that, you know, late night all the time. But I never, well, I shouldn't say all the time, I'd seen it. And then I saw Battle Royale and absolutely fell in love with that. And then years later went back to Most Extreme Elimination Challenge. Like, holy shit, the teacher from Battle Royale is in, because I had no idea who he was at that point. So it was very weird seeing him and realizing that he's like more of a comedian style person rather than this intimidating villain.
そして黒幕が我に命じたのは
And what the mastermind wanted from
殺
me
人を犯せ
was
という
nothing
命令だ。
less than murder. They were probably worried that until the first murder had happened, nothing would move forward. But what neither the mastermind nor I expected was the incident involving Sayaka. At that point, the plan changed. The mastermind told me to hold off, to wait until we reached another stalemate. The British version kind of maintains Takeshi and the original premise, but the narrator might be funny or boring depending on your opinion. The American version is extremely unhinged. Yeah, I'm assuming that a lot of the characters that they give the contestants and stuff are completely made up. Like, I think that they took extreme liberties with the translation for the American version. The British version also cuts the Takeshi comedy bits. I think the American version does as well? I don't know. It's been a long time. the mastermind told me to hold off, to wait until we had reached another stalemate.
だがそこでお主たちと生活を続けていくうちに
However, as I lived here with all of you,
朝比奈と生活を続けていくうちに
as I lived here with Hina,
我の決意は揺らいでいった。
my resolve began to weaken. Ooh, yeah. That, Automod has held that message for the racial term, which I'm just gonna, like, I get what you're saying, and I appreciate the quotations around it. I'm not gonna put that through just because how it is, but, yeah, I'm with you. It is troubling that is, contained in yeah. I was watching, like, a YouTube video, and it was, like, a fucking, like, gardening thing, and they bust out with that term because it's apparently, like, a colloquial name, part of a colloquial name for a particular plant. And I'm like, really? You couldn't use any of the other common terms for this plant? You have to use that one? And I'm like, I don't think I'm going to be watching your videos anymore. You like MXC because they leave their Keshi bits, and also because oh god, I forgot about the Baba Ganoush family. Yeah, the character, I'm sure the comedy is very dated in that, and maybe it would not fly with me anymore, but I do remember enjoying it at the time, with it being, I think, the first kind of Japanese game show I had ever seen. Yeah, exactly. Watching everyone fight with such despair, trying so desperately to stay alive. I saw the weakness in my own heart, the mistake of succumbing to the mastermind. And more than anything,
我を親友と言ってくれる人物を裏切れない。
I cannot betray those who would call me their friend. That's how I came to feel. So that's why Sakura...
我は決めたのだ。
I've made a decision.
もう引かぬ。もうこびぬ。もう顧みぬと。
I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret.
我は決心したのだ。
I've made my decision.
お前と
I'm going
戦うと。
to resist you.
うぷぷぷ
Of course, because of that, I decided to reveal her secret, which made everyone else hate her. Her decision to stay true to all of you led directly to all of you hating her for it. Ironic, isn't it? Or maybe oxymoronic? Or just moronic?
だが、皆が我を恨むのも当然だ。すべては我の弱さが招いた結果なのだからな。
Of course, I understand if you all hate... Oh, wrong voice there.
Of course, I understand if you all hate me. All of this is because of my own weakness. I'm perfectly willing to accept whatever attack you may want to make on me.
それが、お
So,
主たちを裏切ったことへの罪滅ぼし。そう思っていた。
so this is my atonement for betraying you. That's what I had in mind. But unfortunately, that's not enough. This won't end with me just accepting your hatred.
事態は我の力だけでは収まらなくなっていた。そしてそれこそが
My own situation has started having an effect on more people than just me.
黒幕が我の裏切りを公表した本当の目的だったのだ。
Which is exactly what the mastermind wanted when they revealed my betrayal. My betrayal brought suspicion, disharmony. The mastermind knew that eventually it would escalate into someone murdering someone else.
だが、それも全ては我の責任。
Of course, I'm still responsible for that as well. I have an obligation to get the situation under control. And to fulfill that obligation, I've decided to do as the mastermind has commanded. I will do as I was told and commit murder.
ただし、我が殺すのは
But I've decided the one I'm going to kill is
我自身だ。
myself. If the mastermind demands that I kill someone, then that someone will be me. Then my dojo will be safe, and above all else, none of you will have to kill anyone. When I die, the source of conflict amongst you dies with me. For that, I am willing to give up my life.
お主たちにはその価値がある。
If it
我
can,
の命をかける意味がある。
if it can save you, then sacrificing my own life could have no greater meaning.
お主たちがどう思おうと、我の大事な仲間に他ならないのだからな。
Whatever you think of me, please know that you are all my most treasured friends. I've never had people like you in my life. Well, he asked for a death and he got one, just not as he expected. Loophole, 100%. Yeah, they definitely are weaker, and I don't mean in like a physical sense, for not having Sakura with them. Like, Sakura was a very good person, and having her support there was invaluable. Then Sakura didn't feel cornered. She didn't die hating us. She wanted to stop us from fighting? To protect us?
そう
She didn't end her own life because she was weak. Quite the opposite, in fact. She was strong. Too strong. That's why she killed herself. She chose death for herself in order to protect the rest of us. To sacrifice so much, no normal person could do that.
でも
It was only her limitless strength that made it possible.
朝比奈よ。最後に謝らせてくれ。
Finally, Hina, I want to apologize to you especially. The reason I didn't tell you any of this is because I knew you would try to stop me. I'm really, truly sorry. But please don't be sad. If I can thwart the Mastermind's plans, if I can keep you from killing each other, that's enough for me. This is the path that I have chosen. This is the only way I have left to distinguish myself. And you can use this note to bring to the class trial, or you can use this note to bring the class trial to a quick end. I'm so sorry to ask you to do something so unpleasant, but I'll have to leave the rest to you. Please talk to Byakuya, Toko, and Hiro on my behalf. I can't tell anyone about my plan while I'm alive, but I wanted you to understand why I'm doing this. In the end, though, I hope to show myself through actions and not words. Hopefully they'll see.
我らは憎しみ合う敵同士などではなく、協力すべき仲間同士なのだということをな。
I never saw you as my enemy. You were only ever my friend, who I wanted to help as much as possible. And that's why we should never rush to conclusions. Yeah. I mean, Aoi rushing to conclusions makes more sense now that we know that her motivation throughout that entire class trial was for everyone to die. But, yeah.
朝比奈よ。お主は何としてでも生き延びてくれ。
Hina,
仲間と共に生き延びるんだ。
Hina, whatever it takes, survive. Survive along with everyone else.
必ず生き延びるんだ。
No matter what. Just survive.
そんな
But this is... I didn't understand how she felt. Not at all. I thought we were close and still...
しょうがないな。
But in the end, all her meddling was like totally pointless.
Technicalities, yeah.
おっと。
She died so you guys wouldn't try to kill each other, but you almost ended up doing it anyway. Thanks to you, her death had no purpose at all.
ぷぷぷぷぷ。
In fact, it was because of her stupid meddling that the rest of you nearly bit the big one.
残念。
She deserves all the blame. Everyone blame her. Go ahead, she deserves it.
Somebody punch him.
ぷぷぷぷぷ。
Now then, the next victim has been decided.
What do you mean, next victim? Nobody here blames anyone.
は
First of all, you're in the wrong for tricking Hina with that fake suicide note. And plus, Sakura's death wasn't a waste.
はにゃにゃ
Because she made us remember. We're not enemies that hate each other. We're friends who need to work together. I mean, I can see that lasting until tomorrow morning when everyone wakes up and nobody comes to the dining hall. Damn straight. This is all because of our misplaced hatred. I don't blame her. I can't blame her. And no one can blame Hina either.
うほー
Whether or not there was a spy never really mattered, because the one we need to destroy is you, nobody else. Yeah, the power of friendship, yeah.
何さ何なのさ
What the heck? That's not how this is supposed to go.
イライラ
But anyway, are you sure about that? This killing game is a competition between all of you, remember?
ほら
Your enemy is each other.
He's absolutely right about that. Yeah, it took Byakuya all of like 10 seconds. Yeah, protagonist speech time.
ふぅ
Ah, lovely Byakuya. You understand, don't you?
This is a life or death elimination match. The only way to survive is to win. There can be no doubt that those are the rules of the game. Which is why I'm bowing out of the game.
は
That was unexpected.
当然だ。
Sakura and Hina were both willing to sacrifice their own lives to deny the reality of the game. Thanks to them, it would appear that the others have cast aside their fear for this game.
何度も言わせるな。
There's no point in participating in a game which has lost that sense of excitement. Byakuya, I almost feel like you're faking being an asshole here. I feel like you're like, are you being a tsundere right now? Like, it's not like I even wanted to murder you, Baka, but like, it's a little, you're being a little weird here. If you don't want people to die, you can just say that. Which is why I will no longer be participating in it. Yeah, right answer, wrong train of thought.
なんと
What's going on here?
Now I only have one thing to look forward to,
決まりだ。
and that is to heap the harshest possible punishment onto the one who thinks that they can control me. Yeah, he's off his line, but he's right, yeah. Byakuya, does that mean... Don't misunderstand. I haven't been moved by some thoughtless sentimentalism, if that's what you're thinking. Wherever Master goes, I go! And if the mastermind turns out to be a guy, maybe I can catch on fire? Okay. Okay. Jill, that's a weird thing to say. Everyone.
No.
Well, now can you say that Sakura's death has no meaning?
ふい
How boring. But nothing good can come of this.
ぷぷぷ
I'm still gonna be the one having the fun time.
どういうことだべ
The fun time?
ふん
Anyway, let's forget about that good-for-nothing backstabber and get back on track.
お前らお仕置きしちゃうよ
It's the moment you've all been waiting for.
Punishment time? This is what I was concerned about. Because Monokuma is not going to enjoy, like, beating up a dead body. I'm really afraid that he's going to kill Aoi.
あららららら
Wait, but Sakura was technically the killer, right? And she's dead.
You're not gonna...
そんな
Is it me?
違うよ
Oh, heavens, no. Just because the Blackened is dead doesn't mean I can just sub in whatever old student I want.
A little bit of a sigh of relief there.
えへん
Didn't I tell you? I'm very particular about the Bear Times 1 rule.
聞いてよ
But I spent so much time preparing my special punishment, it would be a shame to let it go to waste.
やっほー
So, for my special punishment, I've prepared a special guest.
A special guest? Like, oh, I hope this isn't one of, like, Sakura's loved ones.
では張り切ってい
Let's give it everything we've got.
お仕置きタイム
It's punishment time.
Oh, alter ego. No. Like, well, I hope you had time to back up to the cloud. That'll give us time to recover from losing Chihiro again. Yeah. I kind of get why they did it, because like Alter Ego's arc was kind of over, right? Like we had a story very focused on them. So I still not happy about it though. Okay. You suck, man. You turned him into a mangled hunk of junk.
Ooh, that really took it out of me. Maybe I'll go grill up a plate of chicken. Oh, don't talk about food. I'm so hungry. After all, they say for a post-workout grub, chicken's where it's at, and I'm all about the grilled goodness. Fried, broiled, give me a break. The color, the smell, the succulence, grilled is where it's at. Oh, Monokuma, you really are evil. I realize how dangerous it could be, but still, I have to do this. I'm scared, but I can handle it. I don't really understand why, but when I think about everyone else, my courage starts to grow. You might think I'm just some inhuman AI, but it's true. So, it's okay. If it's for the sake of everyone else, I won't be afraid. Alter Ego's words raced through my heart and soul, and my disbelief gave way to raw anger. The anger turned to fury, black and muddy and boiling over. It bubbled up through my body, quickly overflowing and shooting out of my mouth. How dare you? That was my friend! How dare you kill him?
どうしたの
Huh? You were friends with a laptop? That's pretty pathetic. What's next? Friends with a basketball? Oh, Monokuma, you think you're so funny. Shut the hell up. He wasn't just a laptop. He was my friend. And you killed him. Is this what you call animism? Where a soul dwells within all things? Even, like, laptops? Well, you can call it whatever you want. Bottom line is, it got in my way. It was trying to find things out all sneaky.
やはりね。
So, you finally noticed him.
実は
Finally? No. I knew about it from the very beginning. I knew Chihiro was doing something with the laptop, and I knew you were using it to analyze data. I knew exactly how it was going to play out from the start. What?
どういうことだ
You knew, and you were still cocky enough to let us take the plunge. I mean, admittedly, we weren't being particularly subtle about it. We were as subtle as 16-year-olds are about anything. You know? The fact that everyone... Sorry if you guys can hear that car in the background. Like, everybody going, like, oh, it's time for a bath. Let's all go to the bath together was not particularly subtle. The numerous times that people referenced this or brought it up outside of that room in full view of the cameras. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the data in the laptop, it was, I guess you could call it a gift from me to you. Or maybe more like a reward, in honor of you being able to unlock something so difficult. Of course I didn't care if you got access to that. Yeah, they discussed alter ego in front of Monokuma before Celeste got executed. Like I said, they're kids. They're not particularly subtle. But sneaking into the network was just too personal. I had to do a little, you know, reformatting. I want to keep being helpful to everyone. I want to work as hard as everyone else that we can all get out of here. Alter Ego wanted to fight for us. He wanted to help, at the risk of his own life. And for that, he was killed. Yeah, the punishment time has made me feel 1,000,000,000 times better. Experiencing a meaningless death is so soothing. It makes me remember that every low can get lower. No, his death wasn't meaningless either. Everybody who's died so far, the deaths of each and every one of our friends, they all make us stronger. I swear to God, someday you will pay for this. Holy moly, you're like super mad. Just like unreasonably upset.
Yeah.
Okay, time to bring things to a close. Oh, but before that, I need to read the postscript.
Huh?
Postscript? Yeah, there's still a little bit left to Sakura's note.
Huh?
Do I have your attention? Okay then, here we go. Prepare your ears for the dulcet tones of yours truly. One other thing, Hina. There's something I'd like to tell you to tell the others. Hopefully it'll act as a clue to help you unravel the mystery of the school. Thank you, Saribot. Yeah, that's what her note says. Thank you, Saribot. What? A clue? I've spoken with the mastermind off and on the whole time I've been here, and so I've learned one thing. Which is, the mastermind has done something to us. I think what they've done is... Oopsie daisy, that was a close one. Another word and we would have been hip deep in spoiler territory. Okay, I don't want to ruin the surprise, so book club is dismissed for today. What? You can't just stop at the most important bit. And this is why I get the simulation feelings, because of the photos from, like, people being together, but no bars on the windows, and, like, smiling and laughing. And this has come up before, that something has been done to us. So that's why I kind of wonder if this is going to be, like, a sim. What? You can't just stop at the most important bit. It makes your brain rumble and tumble, huh? It makes you so mad you don't even friggin' know, huh? That's the whole point, stupid. It's to get back at all of you for hardening your resolve. Fine, but at least the Sakura's note, you think that he's gonna give that over? I mean, maybe he'll rip off the bottom section, but it seems unlikely to me. Like I'd ever let any of you, greaseballs, very strange insult here, have it. But sucks for you, loser. Wait, what's this? What is it now? There's one last line in the note. And let me just say this to the mastermind. I'm not going to just lay down and die. I will fight you, you bastard, no matter what. And that's seriously it. Wow, what a stubborn loser, huh? See, that again, I feel plays into the possible simulation kind of narrative. Because Sakura is about to kill herself, but she's saying that she's not going to lay down and die, that she's going to continue to fight him. She knows, I mean, and she knows what's going on, obviously, but she knows that death is not the end in this. She won't lay down and die? She'll fight you?
Hmm.
Whatever. Who cares what some dead musclehead has to say?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm out of here.
Hmm.
You guys should try to get some rest, you know? And maybe take some time to reconsider how to approach this school life of yours. Are you sure you don't want to graduate? Can you really cut free from the regrets of the outside world?
Boop, boop, boop.
Think about that. Think long, think hard. Those were his parting words to us before disappearing. But what was that all about? Masakura's final message, her last clue to help us solve the mystery of the school? The mastermind did something to us? Kyoko said something like that before, didn't she? It was after Celeste's trial was over.
あなたは
What did you do? What did you do to my body?
Doki.
What?
ね
Answer me. What did you do to my body? The mastermind did something to our bodies. What are they saying the mastermind did? What did the mastermind do to us? I mean, did the mastermind plant a bomb in us or something? If we try to leave the school, a sensor goes off and the bomb explodes? I mean, that's pretty far-fetched, Makoto. I mean, like, there has been not a single way to exit the school so far, and that just seems like a lot of work. This isn't Battle Royale where you're plopped onto an island or a mountain or something, and it's hard to control every aspect of the arena. This is just a fucking school, and we've seen the protection that it has. I've seen stuff like that in movies and comics and stuff, so it's not totally unheard of. No, I feel awful just thinking about it. I can't afford to acknowledge thoughts like that.
Oh.
So the class trial is over and Monokuma's gone.
けどよ。
So now what do we do?
なんだ
What else is there other than to head back up?
うん。
Oh, yeah, okay. Let's get out of here. But Hina must still feel responsible. Dial back that ego a bit, girl. The kind of mystery someone like you could pose is absolutely no threat. Byakuya, she fooled you! You all almost died!
ありえん
You did lose to that kind of challenge!
ええ。
What are you talking about? Kyoko and Makoto are the ones that figured everything out.
黙れ
Shut up. Seriously, I'm sorry. Yeah, fuck off, Byakuya. How many times do you plan to apologize? How about you make that the last one? I haven't reached a point where I need someone apologizing to me more than once.
ごめん
What is this? Is this kindness? Is this Byakuya's version of kindness happening right now? Okay, I see what you mean. Then I'll try. Huh? That totally wasn't normal, right? Did she just capture his flag? No. I cannot suffer the existence of someone who would disturb the romance between me and Master. Oh, what are you talking about? That is absolutely not what's happening here. Why would I ever go for a sleazeball like him? Byakuya, I'm going to cast a curse on you to make you stub your toe on every table you get close to. Yeah. That, he deserves it. Yeah, oh, SpaghettiOs.
なんだと
Sleazeball?
なんなの
That's right, I called you a sleazeball. 'Cause you are. Sleazeball.
なるほど
Apparently you still have a death wish.
あ
Oh, more biting sarcasm? No wonder you don't have any friends. Literally, like 10 minutes ago, you guys were all talking about the power of friendship. Like, oh my god. Like, if I could have chosen who would be, like, remaining at this part, definitely not most of these characters.
Yeah, and there goes our teamwork. Sorry, Sakura. Hey, stop fighting with Master. You're making me jealous. I want the abuse give and take. Me! I guess it's not so easy for everyone to act like friends. Well, that's just how it is for now. And so, Sakura's class trial came to an end, and we returned to the world of Hope's Peak Academy. But the story wasn't even close to over. Time kept marching on. We all went back to our rooms, and before long, night snuck up on us.
This is a school announcement. It is now 10 p.m. As such, it is officially nighttime. Soon the doors to the dining hall will be locked, and entry at that point is strictly prohibited. Ellie, how's it going? Jolly Mops. I swear, I don't know how you come up with so many variants. But how are you doing? How is Friday treating you, my friend? Okay then, sweet dreams, everyone. Good night, sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite.
Nighttime descended and pulled me down along with it, down into sleep. I couldn't remember the last time I'd fallen into such a deep sleep. But the night still wasn't over for me. I'm so tired it hurts, need weekend stat, yeah. I am definitely sleepy mog today. I got to bed close to 1:30, maybe a little bit after, and then I'm up at 7 to get ready before stream on morning stream days. So, very tired. A voice. I could hear a voice. What? Oh, wake up. Wake up. Huh? The voice dragged me from deep slumber into hazy half-consciousness. My eyelids were like lead. Kyoko?
So yo.
Yes, it's me. Huh? Kyoko? Like, how the fuck did she get into our room? Hey, Mitch, how's it going? Eyelids, yeah. I definitely... Like, I have shit to do this afternoon, and unfortunately, it might get shunted aside for a nap. We will see. Maybe I'll ask my husband to make me a cup of coffee. I do not know how I'm going to function for the rest of the day. I said yes. So Kyoko's here. Wait, what? In a flash, I was wide awake. What are you doing here? I'm here to wake you up. Oh, I see. Wait, but my door! It was unlocked. You're unbelievably careless. It was unlocked? Are you serious? Always. And you don't have to overreact like that every time you're surprised. What time is it? 3 o'clock. In the morning, of course. Like, honestly, how did Kyoko even know that our door was unlocked? What kind of psychopath is just going up and, like, turning door handles and, like, trying the doors here to see if it's unlocked? She should have been assuming that we were asleep and the door was locked and rang the fucking doorbell. It's 3 a.m.? Why was Kyoko waking me up at this hour? I doubt that there's anything in the room that we should be interacting with other than Kyoko. It's so late. What happened? I have a favor I need to ask. Hey, your door is unlocked. Aren't you glad that I tested that for you? 100%. Wasn't there some serial killer that basically would go up to people's doors to see if they were unlocked? And any door that he found unlocked, he considered an invitation to go in and murder the person inside. It's like, Especially as, like, a person who lived alone for quite a while, my door is fucking always locked. The only time it is not locked is when I am actively moving through it. What's your favor?
それは
You remember what Sakura said at the end of her note? I'm not just going to lay down and die, I will fight you. I want to find out what she meant by that. Okay, but how do you plan to do that? Then Kyoko put her lips next to my ear and whispered, the data center on the 4th floor. What?
じゃあね
I'll meet you there. Without another word, she was gone. What the? Her words reverberated through my half-dazed head. The data center? But I thought it was locked. Are we having a date? I'm like, do I need to go and do the gacha again to make sure that I have some gifts for her? Yeah, I don't think that there's any point in walking there. Because everyone's going to be asleep, right? The data center? Yeah. That definitely sounds like a possibly ecchi anime that will be coming out sometime soon, you know? Maybe just because it's giving me Rent-a-Girlfriend vibes. Yeah, not a show I was ever interested in. I can't teleport? Interesting. You're making me walk there. Oh, maybe... Can I not teleport from inside the room? That would be very weird. I made my way into the after-hours school and headed for the data center on the 4th floor. Okay, they teleported me. Eventually, I wound up at the data center. But when I arrived... Kyoko's not here. That's weird. She said she'd meet me. She may be inside already? I put my hand to the door and with a certain amount of force... It didn't open. No, I don't wanna make me walk. Yeah. I'm gonna have a little sip of tea before we keep going. Maybe scooch in my chair a little bit. Oof, oof. I tried again, but... It must be locked. What was it that Kyoko said? The data center on the 4th floor.
Oya, oya.
Oh ho! What are you doing up, mister?
Yeah.
Breaking into a locked room is incredibly prohibited, don't you know?
I have a feeling that Kyoko just used us as a, like a distraction. You know, she sent us up here to rattle this locked door in order to get Monokuma to focus on us so she could do something else.
Oh, well, I just... You're trying to tell me you didn't actually bust in yet, right? But... I can see that, you dolt. Don't waste my time telling me crap I can see for myself. It looked like you might break in any second, so I just thought I'd give you a friendly reminder. Or are you going to try to tell me that you were sleepwalking or something?
No, nothing like that.
It's 3 o'clock in the morning, for crying out loud. Even I get tired, you know?
Yeah, even little streamers need to be in their bed by 3 o'clock in the morning, you know? Unless they're streaming overnight.
Stop being weird and go back to bed.
What's wrong now?
ちょっと
Why are you out here making a racket? Kyoko.
Now you too?
お前ら
Whatever. The two of you just get back to bed. I'm positively exhausted from the class trial.
It's like you're a robot? How are you tired? I suppose it could be that, like... I mean, we've been playing this game for a while. Some of the earlier details are a little fuzzy. I guess it could be that, like, Monokuma does not have, like, an AI, that he's actually piloted and, like, remotely piloted and voiced by somebody who is being an active participant. So I guess that makes sense if that's the case.
そうね。
Sure, you got it. Come on, Makoto, let's head back. What?
ね
Didn't you hear me? We're leaving. I have no idea what's going on anymore.
え、行きましょうか。
Don't worry about it. Let's just go. Oh, okay.
Yeah, go on, get out of here. Shoot, shoot.
So we left and went back to our rooms. And then...
じゃあね。
So, goodbye. Hold on. Listen, what was all of that about just now? She woke me up, made me go to the data center, which just so happened to be locked, and then shows up late and we leave without checking a single thing? What was the point of all of that? Don't worry about it. I figured that would be the end of the conversation, just like always, but...
じゃあね。
Well then, good night. Sure. And then that was over. But as I turned to leave...
戦場ムクロ。
Ikusaba Mukuro. Whose name is that? What? She said the line. Kyoko was right next to me once again, whispering into my ear.
戦場ムクロ。この学園に潜む16人目の高校生。
The 16th student lying hidden somewhere in this school. I wondered about the 16th student because they brought that up like a long time ago and then nothing else ever came of it. And I was trying to remember if they brought that up before the revelation of Genocide Jack and like maybe that was the 16th student because of the two personalities. Interesting. Yeah, Chekhov's gun, exactly.
超高校級の絶望と呼ばれる女子高校生。
The one they call the ultimate despair.
戦場ムクロに気をつけて。
Watch out for her. It's an interesting name, too. I have never heard the name Mukuro before. I wouldn't even have pegged it as being a female name, honestly. Oh, is it really called Chekhov's gunman when it's a person? Interesting. Oh, we got the Ultra Lump present. That's disappointing. Oh, we just got... Okay, I just got an achievement for finishing Chapter 4. So we know that when I played this in 2018, I did not get this far. We are definitely, officially, in new territory.
戦場ムクロ。
What?
戦場ムクロ。
We just went through this. I'm not reading it
16
again.
人目の超高校級の戦場ムクロに気をつけて。
Kyoko told me to watch out for her. Ikusabu Mukuro. That was 3 days before the next incident. 3 days before we would be faced with another murder. Oh no, how... Not a luchador. How dare you murder a luchador? 3 days before the worst thing so far would reveal itself. A 100-mile dash. Pain of a junk food junkie. Ooh, that doesn't sound good. That sounds like Aoi is involved. In the meantime, the day after Sakura's class trial, that morning in the dining hall. So, let's begin the usual post-trial investigation. Hey, you didn't make small talk or anything. We never just get straight to the point like that. Yeah, not the ultimate matador. Luchador. Yeah. my husband is big into some of the luchadors that are in AEW and Lucha Underground, that sort of thing. Some of them have some really fucking awesome masks. Like the design of some is deeply disturbing, and some of them is fantastic. There's an Ultimate Luchador on the... Oh, really? In the Danganronpa 3 anime, but not the Danganronpa 3 game? Is it like a anime exclusive character? If you want to keep up with me, you must refrain from pointless small talk. Jeez, how high is that horse of yours? He acts just like that to hide his own insecurities. That's what I like to think, anyway. Regardless, if you want to defeat the mastermind, you need to follow my lead. Yes, yes, see? They creep around the school like a mouse, but the mastermind's pride is as bloated as a cow's udder. We'll talk about... No matter what it takes, I will rid this world of them. Hey, Toko, you've been pretty quiet. Man, you're so boring now. You just sit there like a mushroom. I'm gonna start calling you Miss Mushroom. Maybe try not to be a dick. Like, I feel like Byakuya is an asshole on purpose, and Hiro is an asshole just by not thinking. She didn't snap back at you. Her talking makes things difficult, so I told her not to open her mouth without permission. What? But if she can't open her mouth, she can't eat or drink water. I don't care. And you're okay with that, Toko? Toko, we need to have a discussion about, like, safe, sane, and consensual, and the fact that, Byakuya is not a good partner, okay? You want to explore this side of yourself, that's fine. But you need to find somebody who will actually take care of you, and not put you in dangerous situations. Jeez, how low is that rock you're hiding under? I believe this is the small talk that Byakuya warned us against.
Oi.
And yet, I let myself get involved. But it is now finished. I will never allow you to drag me down to your level again. Oh, I somehow doubt that, Byakuya.
Ikuzo.
We're going to begin our search. Stop running your mouths and start moving your legs. Pressured by an obviously irritated Byakuya, we all started our exploration. Okay, where are people? Again, there's probably no point in exploring anything below floor 4 because there are no locked rooms, I believe, anywhere else. I'm pretty sure everything on 2 and 3 is open. Yeah. Nobody seems to be on 4 either. And we don't have a map for 5 yet. Let's just go to 4. Probably no point in checking the bathrooms, but we'll click on them just in case. Yeah, nothing in this one. Okay, we can try the data center. Your door won't budge, must be locked. Okay. Let's swing around and take a look at the classrooms, because I feel like they're the least likely to have anything going on. Doesn't seem to be anything here. Yeah, it seems fine. Then we had, yes, the principal's office or whatever down at the end. The chem lab and the teacher's office are open, so we'll check this and then the principal's office, and then hit the chem lab on the way to the stairs for the 5th floor. I really don't expect these to be open at all. Yeah, as I expected. Oops, I missed the hallway. Okay. Yeah, you can see the stairs are open. We're still gonna just double check the chem lab just in case. Everything's back to normal. Just like with Sayaka and Taka. Monokuma's responsible, I'm sure. Just to see if there's any new dialogue or anything with this. Yeah, no. Okay, up to floor 5. So here I am on the 5th floor of Hope's Peak Academy. The 5th floor has been opened up to us. And it's totally different from all the floors we've seen until now. It kind of looks like a mall, honestly. For some reason it feels unpleasant. That would be the blue lighting. Interesting. 3 classrooms. Okay, so where are we? We're here, I guess? The map is oriented differently than other maps. So there's a dojo that Kyoko is in, class 5A and B, with Toko being in B. Aoi's in the hallway outside of the garden, and Hiro is in the garden. There's a bio lab, and Byakuya is in class C. Okay. Let's hit... I guess let's go clockwise around it and we'll end with Kyoko. A violin. Weird. We're basically clicking on things for the possibility of Monokuma coins. Say nighttime secrets. So dirty. Okay, I see. Okay, that's basically everything. Okay, catch me if you can. Makoto, wait up, I'm gonna punish you. Gross. It's like, I gotta assume that Monokuma is the one who's drawing these. We have despair for that one. I think it's just gonna be the same. Yeah, it's just weird that they put both of them there. I'm assuming that Toko is just not gonna talk to us because she's been told not to open her mouth. There we go. Hmm? Does she want to talk to me about something? Toko, what's wrong? Is she trying to say something? I think she's almost just a little bit more and I might get it. I'm sorry, I have no idea what it is you're trying to tell me. This is why you should carry a notepad on you. She just let her shoulders drop. She looks so sad. I guess she gave up. Okay, so we said that we're gonna go clockwise around. I'm surprised that Aoi was over here. I knew she was in the hall somewhere, but I thought she was outside of the garden. This floor feels different compared to all the others. I'm not sure what it is. Is there some reason for that? I hope it's not anything too creepy. Oh shit. What the hell is this? The grotesque horror of the room struck me hard and fast. What I saw was bad enough, but what I smelled was sour, pungent, and possibly rank.
なるほど。
It smells awful, doesn't it? This is giving me Dead Man Wonderland vibes. It must be at least vaguely familiar to you. After all, you've been around your fair share of corpses. Are you saying... It's the smell of death. Their flesh and fat and blood. There's no surprise in his voice. No shock. Look at that horrible vision in the classroom, too. For anyone who hasn't seen or read Dead Man Wonderland, it is another death game thing that basically starts off with the main character having his entire class murdered in front of him, and then he is successfully convicted as their killer and sent, even as a child, he's basically sent to like a supermax prison. And the prison is basically an amusement park for regular citizens where they can come and see like gladiatorial style fights and like MXC style challenges to the death with prisoners. There was no surprise in his voice, no shock. But he was right. I'd experienced the smell more than once before. It was the smell of death and despair. But the smell here is strong, condensed. It's the smell of a battlefield. Monokuma must have...
What, my fault again? Stop trying to blame everything on me.
If you hadn't done what you did, this never would have happened. No. Oh god, is this the site of the incident that they've mentioned in the school history? The thing that started this all?
It's quite the opposite.
The opposite?
Yup, let me give you an itty-bitty, itty-squeezy little hint. As far as this room goes, I don't know a thing. I just left it exactly how I found it. What? How's that for a hint? Better than those stupid hints you get from NPCs and all those mean old RPGs. But it's pretty scary, huh? Blood all over the walls and junk. Of course, even in the outside world, people die bloody, gruesome deaths every day. So it's not really a big deal. Just keep your chin up and keep on living, soldier.
What's he talking about? He just left it the way he found it? What's the meaning of all of this? Okay, lots of stuff to look at. For once, not the window panels. Let's start with some of the things that are going to be the least likely to have something going on. Okay, we got our Monokuma coins. The clock isn't anything. Really, it's just one of the outlines and the blood spatter on the floor. Yeah, because the other one is the door. I guess let's do the blood spatter first. There's blood all over the place. I want to shut my eyes forever against such a ghastly sight. It appears that all the blood stains are dry, and their color has changed as well. I think it's safe to assume these stains are considerably old. This is all really blood? Of course. I wouldn't find it interesting otherwise. Byakuya, you absolute ghoul. And it is interesting, I assure you. What on earth happened in this classroom? Well, it seems like he's enjoying himself. There's no way I can keep up with someone like that. There are white chalk outlines drawn all over the floor. How many bodies were there? I've seen this kind of thing on detective shows and stuff like that. You always see it at the scene of a murder. I wish I could say I don't believe it. I think that's it. Doesn't seem to be anything weird on the ceiling. So I guess we try talking to Byakuya again. Joy of joys. Byakuya, about what Monokuma just told us. It's like I'm not even here. He must be lost in thought. Is he really thinking that hard, or is he just flat out ignoring me? Okay, I guess this room is done. I really feel like there's a lot of other things that I should be examining and taking a look at. All the scratch marks on the floor, the eye for an eye on the board. Like the handprints. I'm guessing that I got everything important because it didn't stop me from leaving the area. Okay, biolab or chem lab, whatever it was. Then chem was downstairs. This must be bio. Raw. Suddenly we are again continuing wrestling. Rattle, rattle. It's locked. Came all this way just to be denied here. The sign in the hall says biolab. A biolab that we're forbidden from seeing into. It kind of sounds like something out of an old cheesy horror movie. God, I should check to see if Tubi has, oh, God, what is that shitty movie? There's The Haunting and The Haunting of Hill House. And they came out the same year, and I always get them confused. But I want the one with Taye Diggs. That one is my favorite of the two shitty horror movies with the similar name that came out at the same time. Yeah, I guess we check this out and then we go to the dojo. It feels like maybe I should go to the dojo first because the way the door is posted here, but I'm hoping that by going in here I don't cut off the ability to go talk to Kyoko afterwards. Those are all carnivorous plants. I recognize them. Camera? Aha. I was like, there has to be a monitor somewhere if there is a camera. There it is. Okay, so the little shed itself, that panel on the post here is interactable. Aha, sprinkler system, the large plant itself. Okay, that's everything. Again, let's just start from left to right. We've already done the camera, so the next thing would be this shed here. Just to be sure, I should take a look in that tool shed. Oh shit, it is a separate room. This place seems totally disorganized. From a lawnmower to fertilizer, flower pots to farm tools. And leaning against the back wall is that a pickaxe? Okay, I guess we just go through everything. Bags of fertilizer are piled up. There are so many different kinds to choose from. Okay, then these hoes. There are different kinds of gardening tools here. Are they trying to get us to become self-sufficient? Yeah, even the gardening students yearn for the mines. Well, still, like, a pickaxe can be very useful for gardening as well if you have, like, a lot of rocky soil that you kind of need to dig up or break up. I'm not familiar enough with specialized gardening implements to know if a hoe would be enough for, like, surface level. You know? It does definitely seem like overkill. Huh? There's something carved into the handle of this pickaxe. Crazy diamond? Isn't that referring to, like, Mondo and his brother? I feel like I remember seeing that somewhere. I'm surprised the little scythe doesn't have anything. God, the mower. Like, I wish I could remember the name of that horror movie. The one with, I think it was Ethan Hawke. God, my brain is trying to say Insidious, but that's not it. They just had very similar titles all around that era. Anyways, there was a horror movie with a mowing scene, and it was horrific. Sinister! Yes! Galmuth, thank you! That was exactly it. Welcome in, by the way. That movie was interesting. There was aspects of it that I really enjoyed. Overall, I didn't think it was necessarily that great because it kind of relied on the video, like the little mini stories of the videos. But it's kind of spoiler for anyone who hasn't seen it yet. I loved the fact that the poster for the movie basically showed the end of the movie. You know, the fact that without the context, people didn't realize, but seeing the poster after I watched the movie, I kind of had a holy shit moment. I wish I could remember the name of that movie. I swear, I just watched it and then immediately, like, forgot. Like, just wiped it from my memory, the name. There's a lawnmower here. Even with this here, who's actually going to take care of the lawn? Tiny plant pots because somebody wants to create a succulent garden or something like that. So many flower pots. Big ones, little ones, any size you might need. Oh, maybe I'll grow some flowers and put them in my room. Okay, I think that's everything in here. I'm assuming that we just came in here to see the lawnmower. I'm surprised that, like, none of these carnivorous plants we can interact with. I guess we're just doing one for the big one. Did I talk to this plant? Did I already look at this? What is this? This thing is super weird, super creepy. Flowers aren't supposed to get that big. Don't be judgy, Makoto, okay? Is this thing real? Watch out! That's a Monokuma flower. I came up with the name myself. Try and touch it, and you're in for some real excitement. Your heart's all like, whoa! And then the plant's all like, snap! And then your flesh is all like, I'm dead! In other words, it's a monstrosity. It's pretty frickin' amazing, if I do say so myself. A student at Hope's Peak added improvements after improvement and created this miracle creature. The ultimate botanist. Although they don't go here anymore. They died during the tragedy. By the way, despite how it looks, that flower is super practical. It can eat paper, plastic, even people. So it's totally good for the environment. Such an eco-friendly creation is vital for the future growth of a healthy society. Not that I know anything about that myself. I do kind of wonder if Monokuma's just been chucking the bodies from people, like, into that plant. Spouting more and more nonsense, Monokuma eventually disappeared. Whatever it is, I'd better keep my distance. It is horrific to me that there are plants that exist, and exist in North America too. This isn't like this isn't a thing where you look at, for example, Australia, and they have all the crazy snakes and stuff like that, and you're like, of course they would have plants that, you know, could do this. No, there are plants in North America that if you walk nearby them, you don't even have to touch them. If you walk nearby them, they give off like these little, like, I don't want to call them hairs, but it's like these tiny little hard to see / invisible little filaments from the plant, and they will bury into your skin and make you feel like you're on fire. It is horrific. There is a reason why, like, governments usually put out a destroy on sight warning for these plants. You got to be careful if you go for walks in certain areas if they've taken root there, because from what I understand, this is you end up in the hospital wishing you were dead sort of experience, which is crazy. Fucking plants, man. Yeah, actually, I believe lighting them on fire is the best way to deal with them. New nightmare unlocked for Galvin. Is this a chicken coop? What's a chicken coop doing here? I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wish I could raise chickens. I'm not much of a bird person, but having, like, I saw a chart at one point that outlined chicken personality and egg production. So there's like a sweet spot where you can get chickens that are like pets that want to be around you and aren't dicks, that also provide eggs. And I'm like, yeah, you're having a pet that's actually, like, you know, contributing to the household. Nightmare. I'm assuming about the plant and not about having chickens. I mean, some people are scared of chickens, maybe. Also, chickens love to eat earwigs and other bugs, and I hate bugs. So having a chicken coop nearby seems like a good idea. Correct? Yeah, that plant is just... no thank you. One of the many reasons I never go outside. Oh, we can go... Aww! Look at... the ones in the middle are so round. I love them. This place even has chickens, huh? Minus Legend of Zelda fans, they might fear Cuckoos. True. Really, it's your fault for smacking them. Like, but who can resist, right? It's like how every RPG I talk to the fire to see if it's gonna hurt me or not. This place even has chickens, huh? They're just regular chickens, right? Rotund little fellas, yeah. And speaking of which, like, they do appear to be roosters? I'm not so great on, like... But, like, they're heads, right? Like, I'm not crazy. These are roosters. Why would you have a, like, a coop full of roosters? Like, they don't eat people or lay bombs instead of eggs or something crazy like that. It seems safe. Every rooster has their... Or every chicken has their own... interaction. I said, are you getting up? I'm like, no, I am not getting up. It's a chicken. It's not gonna, like, lay a bomb, is it? It's not expecting to be fed like humans, is it? I'm waiting for one to just make a really weird noise. It really is, right? Like, I can say that for sure. It's really alive, right? There's no mistake. It doesn't have, like, a second form, right? What is this, a boss battle? Okay, I can't move the camera. There's nothing else to interact with. That was very strange. That was a strange situation, even for this game. Oh, you like chickens too, Makoto? Yeah, I love these little guys. They're seriously cute, right? And there's exactly 5 of them here. Exactly. 5. You know, the number that comes after 4 and before 6. At least in terms of natural numbers. Anyway, whenever the number 5 pops up, that's a good omen. It contains the mysteries of the cosmos. It's a number of power.
A refreshing number, on par with hand-squeezed all-natural Oh, I could go for a lemonade. Really, I could go for a coffee. But a lemonade sounds nice. If someone gave me a lemonade, I wouldn't complain. I'd be very happy. I was about to say something, but this is still a semi-family friendly stream. I mean, you're welcome. You're welcome to say whatever. He never lets me get a word in edgewise. There's some kind of control panel set near the wall. Does it control the air conditioning or something? I mean, what was it a cock joke? Was that it? Does it control the air conditioning or something? It's for the sprinklers. Oh right, we didn't click on the sprinkler up at the top. Thank you for the reminder, Monokuma. Sprinklers. Yeah, it controls the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off every morning at 7:30. Don't you dare change it without permission. Of course, the settings panel is locked, so you couldn't change it even if you wanted to. So that means that the sprinklers go off at 7:30 a.m. every morning? Yep, you got it. It's super user-friendly, which sucks. So if you get here too early, you'll get drenched. So watch yourself. But you're not a little kid, right? You're too old to go running through the sprinklers anyway. You are never too old to go running through the sprinklers. Every time I'm like walking down the street and somebody is watering their lawn with a sprinkler, I have to fight the urge to run through it. Like, don't step onto their property. It's not nice, you know? But that urge never goes away. Even as there are hens, when you were saying boss battle, all I thought was cock battle, like crab battle, but with birds. The intrusive thought, 100%. Or do you have some kind of water fetish? I mean, that's a new one. I haven't heard that before. I'm gonna tell everyone. Okay, so we forgot to look at the sprinkler. Those nozzles poking out. Are those sprinklers? Okay, now we talk to Hiro.
Ooh.
Yeah, better than water. Yeah, 100%. At first I thought I saw blue skies, but it turned out they just painted the walls and ceiling blue. Well, at least there isn't like a giant red light, green light kind of thing about to shoot us, right? Oh, but the plants are all real. It's been a while since I've smelled vegetation. It helps me relax. Yeah, why is she rarely in the pool? I mean, we're not keeping track of everybody 100% of the time. Like, I'm hoping that she's getting some swimming in. Honestly, if I was in this situation, I would rarely ever leave the pool. Having a pool that somebody else maintains is like a lottery dream for me. I would love to have a pool that I didn't have to do any work for. That is private, you know, like obviously I could go to like a city pool or something, but other people, That's not what you're thinking, is it? Huh? Why is that bad? Don't you get it? Don't you realize the true horror of plant life? Lay it on me, Hiro. Let me hear this. It's there, just beneath the surface. Beneath their calm exterior, they're always watching. And waiting. Admittedly, there's a Tumblr account that I really loved that is called, Shitpost Cross Stitch, I think was the name of it. And they took different weird posts and turned them into funny cross-stitch patterns. And one of them was like this amusingly ominous one that was like, remember, if wherever there are trees, you are never alone. And I'm like, And when they decide they can't leave us in charge of Earth anymore, they'll put their plan for global human extinction into action. Written by M. Night Shyamalan. I'm like, yes, it's The Happening all over again. Sorry for spoilers there. The movie's shit anyway. Don't worry about it.
No.
I'm serious. Okay, I think we got everything in here now. Yeah, The Happening was such a bad movie. Like, if you ever want to see Marky Mark run through a field in absolute terror because he's scared of a mild breeze, well then it is the movie for you. Okay, so the dojo is over here. What? No! Yeah, I take it you've seen it. Good morning, Pumbloom. How's it going? We finished the 4th class trial very early on in the stream. We are now exploring floor 5. This is beautiful, actually. Oh, this is one of the monitors that Monokuma appears on. It seems pretty useless when he's not on it. Okay. I actually never have. I've just seen that line delivery so many times. Oh, would not recommend. Like, I love a good bad horror movie, but that movie was just bad. Oh, camera. No coins. What do I think of Ali? Yeah, like, the reason why she kept trying to, like, jump to, like, her motivation with jumping to conclusions throughout the trial was a lot more clear. Like, okay, I understand why you were being so irritating. I felt bad for her for basically almost killing us all for having the wrong conclusion, you know? Because that's something that she has to live with now. But, yeah. It was a sad one in general. A suit of armor is on display. It's extremely Japanese. Not just a regular Japanese suit of armor. It is an extremely Japanese suit of armor. You see Mu? What, some of the characters there? Like, are you talking about this? I cannot read most of this. I'm really bad with, like calligraphy for it. I have a hard enough time reading it when it comes to, like, a more digital font. Something like this I find extremely hard to understand. Okay, we'll do the tree next. The irony, yeah. Oh, you see the kanji for day? Nice. Even though this room is totally enclosed, there's a cherry tree planted here. And it's in full bloom.
Ne.
It's quite elegant. This is what you consider elegant? Wouldn't you consider this elegant?
Eh.
I lived overseas for a long time, so this kind of Japanese-style scenery is refreshing. But considering our situation, isn't it kind of out of place? Yeah, this one here, yeah. Like, as soon as you mentioned that it was day, I recognized it as well. It's a straw post used for sword practice. Did they use it for training here, too? There's a bunch of wooden lockers in here. The wooden lockers and keys remind me of super old-school public bathhouses. That target seems pretty far away. I gotta say, pretty proud of my eyesight. What Kyoko told me yesterday. What the heck did it mean?
戦場の黒この学園に潜む16人目の高校生
The 16th student lying hidden somewhere in this school.
超高校級の絶望と呼ばれる女子高校生
The one they call the ultimate despair.
戦場の黒に気をつけて
Watch out for her. I'm not going to say anything. Huh? I can't say anything. Kyoko narrowed her eyes. Her gaze darted up to the surveillance camera.
ね
You understand why, right? I don't know what it is. Like, Pumbloom and with Kamen Rider, like, quoting that bit over and over. I'm guessing that she must, or the students must, repeat some of this dialogue over and over again, and it's become like a fucking meme or something. Because both of you guys, the way that you're reacting to this, yeah, okay. Yeah, it seems infamous for being replayed over and over again. I figured it had to be something like that, because the two of you reacted in very similar ways. You understand why, right? She was trying to tell me that whatever it was important. The mastermind couldn't find out. But how did Kyoko get her hands on information that could be important?
じゃあ
Again, I need to finish conversations like this more often. We're finished here. She made it very clear that our conversation had come to an end. And just like usual, I didn't understand anything better than before. The fact that Dan from Game Grumps is still joking about it years later when they play V3. I see. Admittedly, how many times have we said, "What is a man?" on stream? Like, so some of those old jokes are the best jokes. Anything else to say? Is this just going to reactivate? Hey, Kyoko. She won't even make eye contact. I guess she really doesn't feel like talking. I think we've got everything in here. Yeah, okay. Leave the area. I'm expecting that. I'm like, I know there's going to be something that happens when I leave this room because that was the last room I had inspected on this floor in this new area. I guess I've seen what there is to see up here for now. But once again, nothing I found seems to make any real sense. I need to head back to the dining hall and find out what the others turned up. Also, maybe grab a snack while you're there. I'm very hungry. One after another, everyone made their way to the dining hall. And before too long, it would appear everyone has returned. But still, it's just the 6 of us. That's barely enough for a decent volleyball team. Well, lucky for you, Hiro, I refuse to play volleyball, so... Hey, don't be a sourpuss. We gotta think positive. Besides, even if one more person dies, we can still field the basketball team. I'll play basketball more. I have long nails. Volleying is not a thing that I will do. Okay, bumping only. It infuriated my gym teacher in high school.
Oi, oi.
It's like reverse positive thinking. Anyway, there's no time to be depressed. For the sake of everyone we've lost, we have to do our best. Yeah, can we stop all of this group hug nonsense? We need to find out what everyone discovered. Okay, Byakuya, you're in the front, which means you get talked to last, because I have a feeling that you have the most important thing to say. I checked all the windows on the 5th floor, front to back. That kinda used to be Sakura's job, but... Anyway, no dice. There were metal plates on all the windows, just like everywhere else.
So.
Which means no chance of escape on the 5th floor either. But when I was looking around, I realized something about the layout of the school. Interesting. What exactly did you notice about the layout of the school? It doesn't make sense. It's a shitty layout. You took a good look around the 5th floor yourself, didn't you, Makoto? Huh? Why do you ask?
じゃあ
Because if you did, you must have noticed. The 5th floor is lacking something every other floor has. There's no bathroom on the 5th floor. Something on all the other floors, but not on the 5th floor? Are you talking about stairs? I mean, admittedly, yeah, there is no stairs up either. There aren't any stairs leading up from the 5th floor. That's what you're talking about, right? Does that mean the 5th floor is the end?
So.
Nobody else is noticing the fact that there's no bathrooms on the 5th floor. We're finally starting to get a clear picture of the school. All that's left now is to solve the underlying mystery. But that's the hardest part. Even if it's hard, we still gotta do it. Yeah, Hina's right. Everything will be okay.
As long as we work together, I'm sure we'll make it out of this. Yeah, tell that to all your dead classmates. No, I'm sure. We absolutely will make it out, no matter what it takes. We'll talk to Toko first. Find a corner in the garden, right? This is compost, right? Hey, Byakuya, it seems like Toko wants to say something.
Nanda.
So, why are you telling me? Because of your weird kink dynamic, okay? Let her speak. Give her permission to speak.
Oi, oi.
Well, because you told her to zip it or whatever. I'd forgotten about that. Jesus, man. I know you like torturing her, but come on. Like I said, Toko, honey, you are terrible, but you can do so much better, okay? Well, Toko, if you want to envelop us all in your putrid breath, I won't stop you. You honor me, master. And don't worry, I took care of the odor problem. Toko, did you finally shower? I take it back. Maybe Byakuya is good for you. Seriously? You're just gonna take it? Shut up, and don't interrupt when Master and I are talking. Okay, maybe Byakuya, after this is done, you can tell her to shut up again. Bap, bap, bap. Is that a spray bottle? Oh, man. Okay, so what did you want to tell us? Well, I was in a classroom on the 5th floor, and something caught my attention. God, I hate that his name is a pun, and yes, it is spray bottle. Whose name is a pun? Byakuya? I don't recognize it. Like, I know that Byakuya is, like... It is interesting, because I thought that it was, like, a semi-valid name, because there's also Byakuya in, Bleach, right? So, like, I'd heard that name before. You'll get it eventually? Okay. Something caught my attention. It was this. A knife. You call that a knife? Alright, I see you've played Knifey Spoony before. Whoa, that thing is, like, huge. Like, Rambo size.
Nanda.
It's a survival knife of some type. Yeah, combat knife. It's got the serration for, like, cutting a rope or something. Like, for sawing at something. Rambo exists in this world. Why not, right? It was crazy when we were playing the demo for that Static Dread where they mentioned COVID. And I'm like, holy shit. So this takes place within, like, our reality or something very similar to our reality. It was wild that they mentioned COVID in that game. Considering that it is a game about, like, eldritch horrors and maintaining a lighthouse, right? It was not what I expected. Which means that the 80s occurred. The 80s will live in our hearts forever. How would I know? What are you going to use that knife for? What are you planning to do to us? Oh, COVID comes up in Lost Records as well. It's really weird that it comes up in some games to me, and I don't know why, because I didn't find it too weird for it coming up in movies. You know, like Glass Onion dealt with COVID because the movie came out fairly early on in COVID. And for anyone who's been watching the show You, which, no spoilers, I have not started watching the new season that just dropped, but the fact that they dealt with COVID in that as well, and again, a season came out very early on in the pandemic. I do find it fascinating how stories choose to either deal with that or work around it. I guess because of how long game dev can take. Yeah, it's just... I feel like shows and movies often are more, like, grounded in, like, the reality of this world, while games... I don't tend to think of what's happening in the game as what's happening, like, in real life, in this world, in this reality. I don't know. It's weird.
I'm not gonna do anything. I just picked it up. I didn't want to leave a knife lying around. I'd rather have it laying around than in the hands of a serial killer. Hiro, you're safe. We already know that you are not Jack's type. Don't compare me to her. I'm nothing like her. Listen, more important, now that we have the knife, what are we gonna do with it? We can't let Toko keep it, that's for sure. We don't know what she might do. Much as I said before, take it to the bathhouse or the locker room, put it in a locker, lock it up, flush the key. That's how you deal with this. I don't want it anyway. It's too dangerous. So what to do?
じゃあ
Why don't you hang on to it, Makoto? Huh? Me? Oh yeah, I totally trust Makoto to take care of it. Really, how many times have you accused me of murder?
よし
Then that's that. Hold on. Don't I get a say?
決まりだ。
It just shows how much they trust you. You should do as they ask. Are you sure it's trust? I feel like they're just using me. You know, like, it's the stats of how many, like, having a weapon means that it is more likely to be used against you than it is going to be helpful in defending yourself, especially if you are not skilled with that weapon. Makoto is not the ultimate knife fighter. You know, having a knife on him just means that when somebody goes to murder him, there is a knife handy. Okay, so here you go, Makoto. They're acting like I already said yes. Fine. I guess there's nothing I can do. I'll just keep it in my desk drawer for now. Yeah, we learned this from the first game. Exactly. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Hey, Toko. Do I still have bad breath? I'm sorry, I'm sorry it stinks, I'm sorry.
まあいいだろう。
You made a valuable discovery. Good job. My god, is Byakuya learning? He's learning. Huh? 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 Did Master just praise me? Hey, good for you. Don't encourage her praise kink, okay? Oh, maybe it's not a praise kink. She does not seem to be enjoying this. Oh, well, I take it back. I'm dreaming. I must be dreaming. That I would ever experience such a dream. Gross. Yeah. I feel strange. Okay, I am not voicing that. Whenever I look at Toko these days, it makes me feel sad. Hiro, this is like the first thing you and I have ever agreed on. Okay, let's talk to Hiro now. Well, there's a big garden up on the 5th floor, and I found more than one thing to be worried about. A stupidly large plant, a chicken coop, and I know what you're gonna say, but a tool shed. Okay, this is right. I need to try talking to Toko again, I think, because this system of, like, choosing which one to follow up on, I'm not sure if I can kind of go back and go down the other conversational path. I'm most concerned about the tool shed, so I'm going to pick that first, and then hopefully we can talk to him again and do the other paths. You noticed it too, huh? That pickaxe?
なんだ。
Hmm? What about the pickaxe? Well, there was a pickaxe in the tool shed, and the words Crazy Diamond had been carved into the handle. Haven't we seen that phrase somewhere before? Crazy Diamond. Yeah, that does kind of sound familiar, I think.
そうね
I don't just think, I know. We've definitely seen that phrase before. That is a premium Moggy line read feature that may or may not be followed up on. That's locked behind my Patreon. Guys, if you want to subscribe. Yeah, no.
Huh? Where? Ah, that's it. I remember. It was on Mondo's uniform. On the back of his jacket. His jacket said the same thing, right? Crazy Diamond.
なるほどな。
You're absolutely right. But why would that be on a pickaxe in the garden?
もしかすると
Mondo must have snuck in there and done it, right? How would Mondo sneak to the 5th fucking floor before he died?
ありえん。
But we didn't have access to the garden until today.
そうだ
Then, maybe Mondo brought it with him when he first came here and Monokuma confiscated it? That seems like the sort of thing that Mondo would bring to school, right? Whatever the reason, that's what stuck out to me in the tool shed. The pickaxe connected to Mondo. Well, what stuck out to me wasn't the pickaxe at all. Huh? Then what did?
Ooh.
What I noticed was the lawnmower. I'm thinking maybe we can use it to call for help? How are you gonna call for help with a lawnmower?
なんなんだべ
I don't know. Maybe we can use it to make crop circles or something. Where, Hiro? You don't have access to the outside. Are you going to make crop circles inside the garden on the 5th floor that's completely walled in? Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna make crop circles. And we can use those to call for help. What the heck has happened to you? You weren't like this in the beginning. Yeah, always like pointing out the flanderization and that Hiro is getting stupider and stupider.
だべ
Well, back then my personality hadn't quite solidified yet. I didn't think it was possible, but I'm more disappointed in you now than I've ever been. Yeah, nor were you, Aoi. How did we end up with all the dumb characters and the irritating characters left? Okay, we're gonna talk to Kyoko because she normally has important shit to say. Like I said, the fact that Byakuya is in the front, I feel like we should talk to him last.
ね
My concern is with the biolab. That was the only place on the 5th floor that we couldn't access. The biolab, huh? I wonder what's in there.
もしかすると
If this were like a cliche horror game, it would be some kind of creature. The final boss, or tyrant, or...
でも
We're not in a horror game, though. Either way, we don't need to worry about it at the moment. I realized when I started talking to her that I was like, ah, fuck, I meant to talk to Yasu more than once to try to see if I could access those other paths. I need to talk to Toko again, too, to see if there was an additional path. Was Tyrant a Res Evil reference? I almost said Nemesis after Tyrant because I was thinking that, but I'm not sure if Tyrant is a direct reference to something I'm not familiar with, too. Res Evil 2, like, oh my god, like, playing that game blew Small Moggy's mind. Because, like, the bit where there's a room with a hallway that wraps around it. And I'm in the room, and Nemesis or Mr. X or whatever the fuck his name was, I cannot remember, it's been a long time. Whatever, the big guy busted through the wall at you in the room. So I screamed and ran out of the room because the door protects you. You leave the room and you are safe. Monsters can't get through rooms. Like, unless it's scripted, they can't do that. So I was like, la la la, like walking down this hallway that wraps around the room, perfectly content with the fact that I was safe. And then it busts through the fucking wall at me again, and then I scream again and run. It scared the shit out of me and really made me kind of re-examine my feelings of safety and boundaries in games when it comes to rooms and level designs. You aren't wrong because Nemesis is a tyrant. Mr. X or Tyrant 103 and Res Evil 2. Ah, gotcha. It's been a long time. I have not played that, I think, since I first bought it on the PS1. Don't bother thinking about something that can't be understood no matter how much you think about it.
当然だ。
Your tiny brains can only do so much, so focus on utilizing them efficiently.
それは
don't really like how you said it, but what you said is probably right.
なんだと。
No, how I said it is right too. Okay, so she did not have a diverging path. We'll try talking to Toko first to see if we had more there. Technically T00, who's based on T103, but I'm getting lost in the weeds. Yeah, I don't remember if I saw much of, like, Res Evil 3. I don't have any memories of 4. I remember trying to watch some 5, like, somebody streaming it, but it was such a different game. I'm like, holy shit, like, this is much more, like, action-y than the previous games, which were, like, survival horror, and I just couldn't really get into it. I have watched 7 and 8 streamed, possibly multiple times. I liked those. No line read on this one? Yeah, I was sure that we chose a dialogue option with her, but maybe there was only the one. Hey, welcome back, Pumbloom. For the last little bit, yep. We talking Final Fantasy? We were talking Res Evil, actually. If I missed 4, then I missed where the shift was, yeah. It was very startling to see a bit of 5, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening here? There's a big garden up on the 5th floor. Yes, okay. So we chose Toolshed. We're gonna go through without choosing either of these, because we know that we can reactivate this, and I want to see what the rest of his dialogue is without choosing one of the options. Oh, that was it. Okay. That was fast. Okay, let's talk about the plant. Monokuma said that it was called a Monokuma flower. Even touching it seems dangerous, so we have to be careful. It's totally a man-eating plant. I'm pretty sure it's different from the ones that lives in the pipe, though. Mario reference? Anyway, that thing must benefit from the sprinkler system as much as anything else in there. Oh yeah, apparently the sprinklers come on every morning at 7:30 on the dot. Yeah, remember that. You don't want to get drenched and catch a cold. Well, you don't have to worry. They say idiots never catch colds, you know? Of course not, because idiots never get wet. I think you're thinking of ducks. I'm starting to worry about you, Hiro. Can you tell me what 10 plus 10 is? Hey, come on. You don't always have to call me dumb. I may have been held back 3 times, but that doesn't make me stupid. But if it'll make you happy, I'll answer your dumb question. What was the question again? Funny considering this game was originally a PS Vita title. Brave bringing up litigious intention. I did not realize that. Don't worry, you just answered it. Oh wait, one more. We don't want to talk yet. Okay, the chicken coop. There's a bunch of chickens in the chicken coop, right? That's right, 5 chickens. I love chickens. Let's raise them up big and fat, and then we can make fried chicken or barbecue. Decisions. Oh, ew, ugh, Japan. How about raw? Because there's nothing fresher than raw, right? It is wild. Like, as a North American person, it is wild to me to have, like, raw or rare chicken or raw egg, because it is just so, like, beaten into you that you do not eat those things raw. You will get sick. You will end up in the hospital. You know, and it's just food quality standard differences. But it's like, even knowing that it's safe there, I don't know if I could do it. Like, I know it's quite a common topping for rice in Japan. To, you know, you can order it with seaweed, sesame, and a raw egg. It's so common that there's like a nickname for it. And I don't think I could do it, even knowing it's safe. There's just this level of revulsion that you have from knowing that
normally it is not safe for you to eat. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that'd kill you. I'm guessing that there must be a translation. But I think this is a localization here. Okay, so we talked to everybody except for Byakuya. We are gonna... By the way, did any of you find it? The other strange room on the 5th floor? Well, no. Strange is a massive understatement. The smell of fat and flesh and blood. The white outlines of countless corpses. It was more dreadful than anything I've encountered here so far. What the hell are you talking about? Did nobody else really, like, explore? They just, like, found one room and they were like, this is nice, and they spent the rest of the morning there? The smell itself was horrific. Far beyond any normal murder scene. Everybody's smell concentrated. Yeah, this is the room where we keep the gore. It has too much gore, but... Again, Simpsons reference there. I'm made of 90% Simpsons references. It's like, this is the room that has electricity, but it's too much electricity. God, I'm glad I didn't see it. I feel like I'm gonna barf just hearing you describe it. But, I mean, what the hell happened in that room? I can only think of one thing. A large group of people died right there in that room. A bunch of people were killed in there? Stop. Seriously. I'm gonna throw up. Perhaps that's what was meant by the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Huh? You're thinking the same thing, then. My theory is the mass murder that took place in that room is the incident that's said to have happened 1 year ago. The awful scene in that room. That was the tragedy that happened a year ago? Yeah, in America we have one of those every week. Oof. Yeah, it's... It's sad how frequent it is and how, like, inured to it that people get. Although I do think it is highly dramatic calling this the biggest, most tragic thing that ever happened in human history, because there's been a lot of really large-scale tragedies in human history. Yeah, it's just one classroom of kids. Yeah. Real life, tragic. And the scale of death games and stuff like that, really, it's, you know... I don't understand how this classroom full of dead kids is any more tragic than the classroom full of dead kids that Monokuma is currently working on assembling, right? Precisely. The tragedy is just another name for the genocide of the student body of Hope's Peak Academy. If that's true, that would explain why Hope's Peak was forced to close its doors. Like, what? I mean, I guess that all makes sense, but it's all just so awful. Not just awful, super awfully awful. They're right, it's beyond awful. It's terrible, it's tragic, hopeless. But still, how is it not one of us ever heard about something like that happening? Does that mean they really did cover it up? Well, I think that's all the new information we have for now.
Ooh.
So, now what do we do? Well, starting today, you're all under my command. But before we proceed, I need to figure something out. Jeez, how cocky can you be? You're gonna bust through the ceiling if your head gets any bigger. So, what is it you want to figure out? Kyoko's identity. Huh? Kyoko's identity? But Kyoko is Kyoko, right? Huh. Yeah, Queen. Anyways, we should probably save and call it here.